Hi, welcome back. It's Muskan, and you might be asking, what are you doing right now? Why do you look like that? The answer to that is, what are any of us doing right now? You know? But I can't tell you. I had a really long day at work, and I was just feeling a lot of anxious energy. Came back home, and I was like, you know what? I can't give in to the urge to rot. I have spent too much of my life rotting, so I refuse to do that. So I went for a swim, blow dried my hair, put on a face mask, and I got this urge to talk to you guys. Because remember, I made a promise that I would make videos, so I'm making more videos. Today, I want to talk about the fear of being perceived, or just being afraid of the judgment of other people. I was thinking about how no version of me would be okay with sitting here in front of you looking like this, recording a video that I'm posting to the public. Okay? Like, this is literally going out to the internet. When I was younger, I would have you guys seen those TikToks where it's like, I met the younger version of me today, she did this and I did this? First of all, love that. Second of all, the 16-year-old me would have been like, girl, what are you doing right now? And it's because she was afraid. She was afraid to be judged. She was afraid to be perceived. To be fair, most teenagers, there's so much pressure being a teenager, right? And I had the same problem, like all the pressures of wanting to be popular, wanting to be liked, not being weird. Yeah. So you can imagine that unlearning those behaviors is so difficult. I am in my 20s now, and I know a lot of people that feel this way through their 20s, through their 30s. Like, this is just a constant feeling that they are feeling. And I was feeling so sad because I feel like I gained so much life back when I stopped fearing other people's perception, when I was not afraid to be perceived myself, when I realized the judgment of other people really just don't pertain to me. Like, your opinion is actually your business. That's actually not my business, last time I checked. Anyway, let's get into it. Let's talk about how you can kind of let go of other people's perceptions, how you can let go of the fear of being perceived. First things first, it's a deep knowing of yourself. I say that casually. It's not casual whatsoever. It's hard. It's hard spending time, quality time, alone time with yourself to get to know yourself. Who are you? The reason that other people's judgments are affecting you, potentially, is because you don't know who you are. When they give you an opinion, you might be thinking, oh, am I like this? Like, you actually are taking their opinion and internalizing it and taking their judgment and being like, oh, you're right, I could be this. When you know yourself, when you have a deep knowing of yourself, they can't do that to you. Because when somebody says, oh, I didn't like that you did this. Well, I knew my intention behind the action. I knew what I was trying to do. Thank you so much for sharing your opinion. And in my head, I'm thinking, I know myself, so I actually can just kind of brush it off. So, number one, the deep knowing of yourself. It's not easy. It'll take time, especially if you're younger. It's so hard. You get so many mixed messages. It's scary. You want to be like fitting in. I get it. But when you know who you are, you will not be afraid of other people's judgments and opinions or being perceived, because who cares? You know who you are. Who cares what they're thinking? If you want to know more about that, how did I get to know myself deeply? Maybe we could talk about that in another video. I'm on a roll, obviously, so I will continue filming for you and for me. So maybe that'll be the next video. We'll talk about that later. Number two, how to let go of people's perception that are in your life. Because with strangers, you can tell yourself, okay, like, I don't know that person. They saw me on the train. They saw me in my car. who cares? I'm going to leave and I could just forget about it. When the people perceiving you or judging you are like your family members or your friends, well, if they're your friends and they have good intention, maybe you guys need to have a chat. Like, hey, I appreciate what you're trying to say, but I also don't appreciate judgment. Because some people, the people that really love us, they think that they're like having judgment because they love you. They are worried, like when you're trying to do something big, like making a YouTube channel, they might be like, "Oh, so cringe, girl. Like, are you sure you want to do that?" And that might, like, they are thinking, "Oh, this is out of love. I love you. I care for you. So I just don't want you to make a fool out of yourself." And to that I say, I love the love. I would love to see it more as support. And if there are friends that are just judging you because they're mean, it's gotta go. I'm sorry. I'm gonna say it. They have to leave your life. Those aren't friends. Those are enemies. So that's what I would do with friends. Family, it's much harder. If you're choosing to keep them in your life, if you're choosing to keep that relationship and you don't think that, like cutting them off is an option or even something you want, because we deeply love the people that could be kind of mean to us, which whole other thing. But let's say it's your family. The best thing you can do, and again, I mentioned Miss Mel in my last video, and I'm going to mention her in this video too, because there are aspects of her work that I really, really utilize for this, and it's the let them theory, right? I have to let them judge me, because what else can I do? If I let them judge me, but I am bogged down by their judgment, okay, then they're winning. If I let them judge me and I let myself be like, oh, well, I know myself. I appreciate your concern, but I have to continue doing what I gotta do. Yeah, I'm sorry, but this is my life. Much easier said than done. I know that for a fact. However, we at one point do have to grow out of the shackles that are put on us by society, our family, and judgment. We gotta break free, man. Gotta get out of here. So that's family. And then the other thing, I'm a really big believer in this, okay? You don't have to share everything with everyone. Like, they do not have to have unlimited access to your life, to your hobbies, to your dreams and goals. If they find out, okay, deal with it then. You're just going to have to be like, well, this is my passion, this is my hobby, whatever it is, and I'm going to continue to do it because it's important to me. I know myself and it's important to me. If they don't need to know, then don't tell them. Some people don't deserve access to your beautiful life. They don't deserve access to even judge you, okay? So, especially when it comes to family, sometimes if they don't need to know, they don't need to know. Last and most important thing is the simple fact that a lot of people that judge you, you would not want to trade like places in life with them. Because anyone that is spending time judging you probably does not have a life that you want to live. Let that soak in for a second. Have you met anyone who's a hater who you're like, I would love to be you, actually? You have such a fun life. You seem like a very joyful person. No, because anyone that is judging you and judging you with the intention of being cruel or mean, you don't want to be them, babe. Let it go. Look at them, look at their situation and be like, oof, I'm sorry that you feel that way. You must have gone through something so hard, or, you must be feeling so hurt that you feel like you need to hurt me. It's a cheesy saying, but hurt people hurt people. So instead of giving into their hurt, instead of playing into the narrative that they have about you, you look at them, you just go, and you move on. Because if you don't want to be them, imagine how it's like for them to be them, right? Nobody doing better than you is judging you. Because people who are up here, they're so busy doing their thing, doing what they gotta do, that they don't have time to look and be like, oh my gosh, this, and this. Happy, joyful, successful people do not take time to be mean to other people, because being mean is loser behavior. It's so like loser, you know? So let's not do that. Let's not give into their narrative, and let's not take their narrative. That's you, babe. This is me. Let me continue being me. So, yeah, that's how I'm sitting here right now in front of you in my funky little robe and my face mask and my little hairband, because I know who I am. I'm doing this because I love this. I'm doing this because I love myself. I can't live my life trying to please other people, because we'll never end up pleasing them, honestly. Like, I thought that the last thing was my last point, but it's actually not. This is my last point. Like, let's say that you do care, and like you are afraid of being perceived, and you are afraid of other people's judgment. So you try to do everything perfect. Perfect doesn't exist, but let's say for this wild scenario it does. And you try to follow, let's say it's your mother. Okay, you're afraid of her judgment. You want to do everything right. So you follow whatever it is that she wants you to do. Okay, perfect. The thing is, you could fit every box, mark all the X's, whatever. At the end of the day, there will always be something else that is just not satisfactory, because that's the honest truth. The people that judge, that is all they know what to do. That's how they live their life. They are actually afraid of being perceived themselves, so they perceive other people and like put judgment on other people so that they do not get judgment. They think that that's going to just take it away from them, shine the light away from them onto somebody else. But the reality of that is those type of people will never be satisfied with whatever changes, whatever box you're trying to put yourself in. When you know that, it's kind of a freeing thing. Like, okay, I actually don't have to live by this person's standard because I just don't agree with it. Let me free myself. Let me let go. That's them. This is me. Well, that's all for tonight. Thank you so much for being here. I appreciate you. I love you. I'm so grateful that you're watching these videos. And even if it's like literally 2 people watching my videos, I don't even know if I have a second, actually. My last video got 1 view, so maybe this time I'll get 2 views. Whoever you are, I appreciate you. And I'm just so happy that you're here, because honestly, this has always been my passion, and I'm just so grateful that I'm finally doing this. So I love you. Thank you for being here. I'm going to dive deeper into some of the topics I mentioned. More videos to come, because I'm reliable. I trust myself. And I promised you, and I promised myself that I would continue making videos, so I will. See you next time. Bye.